things have panned out, this means a lot for playoffs.
Yeah, so welcome.
Yeah, this one really is
let's
big.
be honest, this KC face up
Toxic
against
in the kick
Heretics,
chat. Thank you so much, bro.
Heretics, for the most part,
Appreciate you,
have
bro.
had the best of their opponents this year.
They've only lost one pistol, 1 out of 8.
KC start things off with a 4-1 split. 4
The mid
in
block
towards B
wall.
main, but Heretics
Vision block,
ready
vision
to
block.
meet this. It's Narrate up first, shot's not hitting, but the flash is, and it's a little bit chaotic, but it's an even trade between both before Re-Ends gets one of his own.
Very, very
Right
nice.
now, Heretics could probably get out with everything that they've got.
Yeah, 3 versus 2. I think Boo is boosted here in market and makes the most of the off angle. Suggests
It was nice from
Late to
Heretics
check
as well.
that.
They got the camera
So
here.
now Narrate
Early
in the
info.
clutch. 5 headhunter bullets left. Not sure if Benji's cam has just checked him, but they have a rough idea of where he is. They should be looking to group up here.
Well, seems to have escaped things, and avenue towards that A site, and
The Viper wall.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
gonna
the
spot
Viper
him if
wall's
he walks
okay
into
if
the
you
site, though.
create.
And Benji, of course,
Viper
has
wall's
a
okay
trap
if you
for
like
elbow as
give
well.
it time.
I think the big thing to take away from this
Like
round
this
so
with a
far,
bit of
though,
time
for
is nice.
KC,
You carry on putting it up.
it's,
Vision
lack
block,
of
vision
strats
block.
they were
Like they can
talking
get
about,
close
and how Aves was
mids. They
saying,
could
we
be
don't have any
walking and
set
splitting
defaults,
over
but we
towards
like
A. It's
to,
just the fact they went super fast and just had a fight
use
there.
certain utility and
They
brawl
just
for
found so
different
many of them
areas.
they didn't even
Interesting
care.
B main is where they go first.
30
Heretics
seconds left.
identifying that,
oh,
and I think Narrate has now been spotted. So
yeah. The thing is, though, these lack of strats has allowed Narrate to actually have a lot of value, as that cam is broken, but obviously the trap not. The chamber TP on the other side of that, but I don't think Narrate's going to have time to TP as he takes that one fight, and now they're going to know if he does go for the plane. Well, now they can just hold towards elbow. A misplay from Narrate, it seems, as he tried to big brain it.
Yeah, it's just nothing he
It's
can
Team
do.
Heretics to get the pistol round.
yeah, a few ways that you can work out of
Oh.
that one. Narrate nearly wipes the slate clean. But just building off that conversation that we started there, yeah, if it's going to come down to team fights, then Heretics, you would expect, will have the edge. Early B main
Getting his
brawl.
stats. I mean, it's
And that's
also
only
all
backed up by the history here,
like
Cairo. This
stats
is
like
their
last
seventh meeting.
rounds when you're not
KC
close to
have
your
only
ult, stuff like
won
that.
this
This
fixture
one,
once
the
between
damage
two
here is pretty
teams.
big.
Yes.
And that was the kickoff 2024 final.
Nice, guys, let's go.
Getting his ult
Sitting on the honours list.
a lot closer.
Yeah, I mean,
The camera? No, the camera doesn't spot mid, it
about
spots
3
this.
years
It spots a
ago,
bit of the here as well. But the main line is like down here.
Feels like it at this point.
does that. That's for KC's loose style. How they're trying to approach this one. They're going to be given an orb in B main. And not a
Patch out
whole
tomorrow,
bunch
yeah.
after that. And you
The
can see
same time that
Heretics happy
EMEA
to
started
bunker up
today,
that,
just
but happy
tomorrow.
not to give anything away.
Yeah, Dozier forced to break the dart in B main, so he's been identified. Nice utility from Rians just to try and flush him out the corner. The follow-up shot is even nicer. The hands of Heretics, the hand of God perhaps, guiding them towards the A site right now. That's just funneled into Koshmaris and this Marshall though.
Second hand the God reference.
So when you're looking at, you know, what ults can be brought up online here, heading towards the bonus, there's not too much on either side, but Aves finding that orb, it's going to make him well on his way to a Nightfall.
Yeah, 3 away after his death as well.
Or a kill.
Or a kill.
Very pessimistic view from you there, Cairo.
Thank you, mate. Try to... yeah, well, there you go, mate. There's your answer.
Oh, that's
keep
what
it.
I'm talking about, man! Aves with the double!
Aye, fair enough. But Heretics, most
It's
importantly,
good damage.
managing to get through the majority of their buys into
A nice
the next
fade
one.
eye.
Yeah, he's one away from it now. The Nightfall, of course. And I think Aves is definitely a player to be highlighting on this KC side in general. As you say, that looser style's really benefited him, I think. While a lot of IGLs would maybe be a little more obsessed on the micro there.
Yeah.
You know, he is a star player on
God,
this
second
team.
kill
And
this
that's
fast.
the role he fulfilled when Shados was leading the team. So,
Yeah. I think he
Aves,
is
one
like
away
the
from
kind
an
of
ult.
franchise player, if you want to
Sure.
brand him as that.
Heretics bringing
found
back
his way
their KO
through.
flash
Few rosters managing to
lineup.
survive.
No.
that's the thing about KC as well. The overarching point, it's a change of
Ooh, Knife
environment,
doesn't get this
sorry,
corner, and that's devastating
which
against
is
the
helping
chamber.
them start to deliver now. And Narrate, having found the first an extension on the A play, Boo going
Yeah, they're
down.
already pinging and talking about it.
Woot's Knife not quite reaching the far corner.
Yeah. And that'll be frustrating.
They're at a player disadvantage. And you can see intent to keep on fighting here if you're Heretics. Mid is where they're currently set up to engage.
After this wall drops, does KC begin to make their play, it seems like it. A double swing
great
and
shots.
narrate. Unbelievable shots. Well, every single player happy now to head towards A. They know the swing came from that right side of top mid, the A side of top mid, so it should be free.
Yeah, really nice round from Narrate. Positioning fantastic, especially for that first kill off the knife. Reading into some of the tendencies on the Heretics side. Could be in for another hit, and that's as easy as it's going to get. Narrate one away from an ace. And KC with their first queued up here on Sunset.
Would be a massive boon towards your performance in this map.
Especially if you keep it clean, right?
100%. I mean, right now,
Then on
KC,
K-Corp is doing wonders for a
we
Narrate.
expected them to
Yeah.
have a good start, but
It almost
I mean,
looked like it was
with
going to double down
Narrate's
and not be good
could
at all.
get even better. Rien's down in tiles.
And I think Narrate's got this one bang on. He does read the situation. Rians will not go down easy. As
Took
has been the case so
OK
far
down,
this
yeah.
stage.
I mean,
But
realistically,
KC
it's
do
probably
find their
good
first
that
round
he
on
didn't
their
get the
own
ult.
map pick, and it's through Narrate and his 4K.
I mean,
Well,
didn't
that's
get the
where
kill
things
because he
now
already
start
had
to
his
get
ult.
interesting. We're into the bulk of the
If you're going to be
buys,
critical of K-Corp
but
though, it's like
Team
pretty
Heretics need to be
bad
careful.
ult usage.
It's
You
their
have someone with
threats
ult planting.
slow and,
Yeah,
nice,
them
well
trying to
played
let
by
the guy
Narrate.
with ult get an ace.
Another one of those players who has
Like, if you want to have
done
no
very
fun,
well.
you shouldn't
Backwards
really be
Zaishin
letting him hunt,
control.
but...
Talking about how each player requires
Okay,
something
knife didn't hit the
different,
corner,
and
so this
the
time they
human
changed it
element
up.
of the
Flash
game,
lineup.
which he's been able to work with Narrate on.
Insta slide.
Early setup here from Heretics to take
good
that
from
A lane
K-Corp.
control, and there is no punishment.
Had a
no
good read
pushback
of
from
this.
KC this time.
Gosh, going to be on that lane with the one way, but it seems as if KC are ready to fight this. Boo here as well manages to escape with his life, and Team Heretics starting to lean towards mid, trying to
Flash bottom and middle to try swing out over towards middle.
Solid
4-person
scaling here
late.
from KC though on A, and with Heretics having used some of that early util, there aren't too many pieces left. Koshmara still with the stun,
Kinda nice.
of course. But now KC applying
Great pressure
pressure
either side.
through elbow. They insert Levin and may just look to leave him behind.
waiting to see if KC do go and make the first move, or
Yeah, it's the decision that they've got to make, right? If Abez is committing the ult here, it's only going to tag one player.
at this moment in time, sure, but you can see Dorsey
Made the fade eye again. What fade eye is this that Abez keeps doing?
And KC completely unlock the A site. Team Heretics, absolutely no response.
30 seconds left.
And the rate's watching mid, cutting off rotates. That's a very difficult start for Heretics and the Rifles.
Yeah, this is a really well set up round from KC on the other side.
Does Abez just
had that
farm this
decision
map?
to make
Is
in the
this
mid-rounds where they
the
wanted
map
to
that he
commit
went
to
crazy
A, or
the other
maybe
time?
look to bounce off of Narrate's position as he's looking to find himself
Nice
in
shot.
action again, closing out the round with those final 2 kills and denying any saved weaponry for Heretics.
I think the proactivity from Heretics is spot on, as well as they try and challenge mid, and you can see that that
found on
cognizance
server
from
on Ascent as well.
Heretics' history on Sunset is still there, the setups in the lakes. But when it
30
comes to
seconds
that
left.
actual push, there is little to no resistance. I mean, realistically, it's a freebie that's given to Kosh, and that's how they get the only kill of the round.
I love how there's
Yeah,
no
it was
one next
this
to
map,
Weber, but he still
main
talks to
factor of
himself
Heretics'
complaining.
pull back in 2024 when they went on a kickoff run with KC.
I mean, the whole year, right?
Yeah, KC, it was more their split, I think, at the start of that event.
Yes, yes.
But rebuilding the pool here, this is one which they have played pretty consistently.
Does VFL
over
count
time.
both games? Nah, they choose your best one.
And up against the Eco, an opportunity to take the lead for themselves now. Narrate's moved over to a Outlaw, just looking to punish those extensions again. It's all about timings for me on the Heretics side. If they can get any good info to actually isolate a player like Narrate, who's already started to chip away at Rians.
Seems as if there's an idea about that mid fight once again.
Couple
from
of
Heretics, but KC
Couple of
mitigate
late
that,
mid fights
stay
from
away
Heretics, twice in a row now,
and wait for all the utility to be
where
used.
they just
before
wait group up
moving
mid.
back into
by
that
swing out.
space.
Gotta go.
Yeah, Kosh does land the tag.
3-person
back, and
stack
as you
here.
can see,
Camera
KC
got a
setting
recon up
for
as
this
well.
V-split through market. Not dealt with all of the Cypher utility yet. There's a one-way up to try and
Nice
play off
recon.
here. It's Benji and Rians on the site itself. Woot arriving, and in support setting up a flash. Rians does walk away with one, and the numbers are still here for Heretics, but it's this gun advantage for KC that you've got to be tracking. And with that, Dozier lines him up and knocks him down. Only Boo left standing. And with KC finding the right pressure point, it is a surgical execution.
Exactly what you'd expect of a team like this. So gets out, just seen the head of Boo. Makes a meal of this one. And for Boo, let's see how much damage you can actually do here. Because I was going to say for a minute, KC,
Strong round.
a couple of players low, that rifle able to be picked up, not the case. So 3 in a row now for the French side.
Yeah, it was interesting. I was wondering whether Heretics wanted to fully engage on middle after hearing Narrate TP away. But it was just a bit of poke and prod in the end. And despite the flood backside, well mitigated by KC in these team fights. Dozier loving his eco frags.
Does it sound slightly?
The one thing
A
they've
little
got
bit
to
up.
do is track what's coming up next. Sure, we're going to get a timeout. Zeiss and Weber able to talk to their team. But Team Heretics have the advantage in the
Gage,
ultimate
I think it
set.
just
That's what
bugs
they're gonna try
sometimes
and
in
do.
spec.
Try and get themselves in a position to maybe use a set play, maybe try and get them back into the round count in that aspect. And you don't want your momentum stopped there.
No, of course.
But I only did it a
Looks
little bit.
a little different.
Sonia,
with
that's
Neil
all that matters.
working remotely for the time being. Wishing him a speedy recovery, of course. It's
Now it's loud.
that sort
You're
of
the guy that told me to do it.
where on the Heretics side,
Or not? No,
you're
okay.
looking for answers right now because KC have been super efficient when it's come down.
Now it's
to
loud. It's
these,
not even that
you
much
know,
louder.
bigger
I'm looking
team
at it. The bar's
engagements.
basically the
Didn't look
same.
like that on the pistol, but again, just the pistol. It's the rifle rounds that we put a little bit more emphasis on, of course. And like you say, you've got to flip that around and look at the other side. I think just the amount of impact that Zeiss has had has really impressed me so far. Handling the emotions of what is a very young team, I think.
Yeah.
The fact that Alves was a new in-game leader. You've got players like Levin, who we've always spoke at length about needing some strictness, some firmness, discipline to make sure that he's not overheating, that you're getting the best version of his duelist possible. But in some ways, it's this freedom that's actually allowed him to become that vocal piece and drive those fights instead.
Yeah, I think it's like the whole thing, rather than trying to teach him to do something different that he's not comfortable doing.
Can
maybe
adjust
try and
their own
support
levels
his
too. Yeah,
natural
that's
play
true.
style.
Well, to an extent.
And I think that's a big theme in VALORANT.
It'd be cool if you could actually like turn me down all the broadcasts up though. Per person.
Crowbar in what you think is the best.
Oh, trying to punish the TP.
Nice little set piece here, but it has
Dude,
netted
look
out
at this
them
timing
at
top
this
mid.
moment in time.
And look how far Levin's managed to get into this backline.
It's all about where the market players go, and they've found a fight. Riens and Benji working together. Just keep your eye on Levin and where he goes. It seems that for the moment, Team Heretics have an idea. There was a gap in the map.
It's this Viper wall as well, right, which is just continuing to create that top mid pressure, and with Levin now sighted, KC do have sight control and a chance to get into post.
Seas doesn't net anything. Riens even's got one more. And Benji stuck with his back to the
Benji,
door,
mate.
needs to try and get out of there. But Dosia
2 bullets.
absolutely blinding.
Bailed out on this
Even
as
gets
well.
support in
I
Levin.
like K-Couple winning a
Despite
lot of
knockdown,
aim duels,
Boo with
man.
a chance to
Nine's
come
looking
back and
good.
reprise his role.
Sporkful, thank you so much for the prime. Thank you for the 36 months.
Boo looking to encroach on site, but wants to wait for the plant first. Levin still roaming around in market.
I mean, Dosia's close.
I don't think he's
going
gonna consider-
Fast, but
Oh.
Levin now isolated. And Boo knows that.
It's unlucky.
Doesn't identify the position of
Money
the
in the
neon,
bin.
and KC
Impressive for K-Corp at the
keep
moment.
their streak alive.
Yeah, that's fantastic work from KC at the end there. I thought that Dozier had, you know, drifted off for a moment, looking in the wrong direction, walking in the open, not the easiest contact.
A
for
double
Levin to
mod
immediately
flame
peek
came
off.
in. I'd be
Gets it
watching you
done in the
muted,
end,
buddy. I'd have
supporting
Sliggy
one another in their efforts
0.2%,
towards
broadcast
market.
200.
And
Holy.
this just shows how good KC can look at the height of their protocol-heavy
Yeah, you guys really
reaction-based
jumped at your
Valorant.
opportunity
Levin
there.
taking so much space at the start of the round off of that initial set piece.
Very quick. And it's a flash down mid as a setup for the B main push. But
Hey, they're
Levin
even
once
trying some
again
aggro stuff,
featuring
but it's
in the
not
kill
working.
feed.
Fighting fire with fire here, KC. They know it's the weaker weapons.
Well, they tried to re-clear and they're successful in doing so. Riens did have the Guardian, but he doesn't want to offer a fight. Instead, calling for support.
Never first player down. Usually the last one left in the round, and this is a
Kind
brilliant
of
freeze
sound,
from KC.
3v5,
Just
wait for
starving
reaction.
Heretics of any information, seeing if they can force their hand. But Riens is unwavering, committed to this B site.
Well, he's getting nowhere to go realistically, so he's going to have 5 targets to try and knock down.
It's amazing as
Dart
soon as
should be
Egg
coming
dropped
back
his
up in
support for
just a
K-Corp,
moment.
they
I
started
wonder if we
winning.
get an awkward
That is
timing.
true.
Not after that audio
He'll jump
cue.
back on though.
Definitely not.
He'll do that thing where he's just like, I always wanted him to do well.
As now he swings out. I mean, Levin having to commit the ult to clear that, but I don't think it was necessary.
Narrate on a no-looker peek. I don't know what that one was, but clearing close, I suppose, and yeah, Rian's just good for the 1. So 2 versus 4, coming back in here. You got that second layer safety net of Sugetsu through middle as well.
Why don't they
Yeah,
free
we're
pass
playing
and
his
stack it?
flash
I mean,
through
they should have just done something
mid
as a
and
3. Like K-Corp were
they'll
right,
start to
waiting
work
there.
their way back in.
Because something should be
It's
happening
just
across the
Sheriff
map.
and a bandit. So overall, it should be pretty
You
easy
either
to
push
finish
or
out.
you gamble
Sugetsu
stack.
making a meal of it, and Aves looking to finish his dinner. So overall, KC
Especially against the
pretty
fade.
clean, and I don't think there's
Maybe
much
it's a little
contest
different when there's a
No.
solver and they can get like
no, KC
clear info.
starting to run away with things a little bit here.
there.
Of course, the game against Fnatic the other day was the real barometer of strength for this team, I think, after the opening games that they had. With the context now of Eternal Fire's performance yesterday. 7 overtimes across the 3 maps there. And so, or 7 rounds of OT, I should say, 14 total. Long one, but unfortunate not to get through.
Same thing again, he's going to sit in the corner. Oh,
Right. Oh, this time
changed
has
this
to be
lineup so it
protected
gets to the corner
and
now.
forced back, no
Wait, was it
TP
his
out.
bad on the other
Having
round
to
then? Might have
respect
been.
Now that space the Heretics have got. In fact, there's no respect at all, and Boo's going to punish that. The same time, the scale up through mid is what needs to be careful. It's Levin once again. You speak about awkward timings. It comes through right here in top mid. Levin swinging wide and even delivering.
Nicely
But
done
Boo
from
once
Boo.
again. 3 kills, massive.
Coming up with the goods this time, but Aves is the spike carrier. He is a lucky boy. Benji backs away.
Big 1v1, and it's Boo to win it out.
Ooh. And it's just sensational from the captain. Nice little micro play to re-clear the A main space, and now they have a rough idea where Aves is.
Paranoia looks decent, and Aves still wants that fight onto the Omen, but as you said, there's Rien's, and there's
Almost.
the kill, so Heretics finally back in the round count.
Yeah,
Couldn't care
really,
less
really
about
like
his
that
ace,
from Boo.
of course.
The call to try and catch
The complete
Narrate once he was
opposite of
cornered at the
Dexter's
start,
reaction.
Maybe
Liquidus,
a
thank you
little
so
bit of a
much.
misplay for him to
62
just
months,
walk
mate.
straight through
Outrageous,
the,
man.
one-way
Thank you for
here.
that.
But I think this is the difference,
you so
right?
much.
Heretics actually winning some engagements on the extremities, the limits of the map. Boo putting on a display in this round in particular.
Definitely, and I mean, you're glad that he has, you're glad that he's showing up now. And now it's for the rest to try and feature Benji, Kosh, Woot. And that's the thing, Woot's flashes so far have been so spot on. It's back to this challenge of the one-way.
Fighting in front of the orb, but KC have brought some util to the table to fight it this time, and Boo will get himself
Nice
caught.
hits a lot, didn't hit
3
them all though.
players hit by the knife. Woot knows exactly what this one looks like, but he'll be
Oh,
without the support
mate,
of
that was
Kosh.
good. Did
Maybe
incredible.
he doesn't need it. 2 from that
Fade ult
position
can
is
be
almost
dodged
an
now.
over-deliver. Kosh has the fast lane to try and get himself to a position of safety and only fully commits to it once the coast is cleared and the
Second one,
plant
I
goes
was
in.
really, really
Timing
fast, yeah.
insane though. Benji with the way
Good
back
recon.
in.
Yeah,
Really
Heretics
good recon.
fast
What
on
a
this
shot that
flood
is.
retake.
All
Benji
3 been scanned.
immediately up to Gen, Shock Dart dealing plenty of damage. Rians has had his impact on this one already, but still trailing by a player. Benji looking for the full wrap.
It's going to take a long way round. KC to meet it though.
Yeah, Aves has
Switched
it
on.
nailed on. Knew exactly what was going on in that brief passage of play. The momentary pause, and with that, Rian's left to a 1v3.
No
He's
way.
already knocked a bit of damage off the old block, but
It's a good
not
plan
gonna
from
be
K-Corp
enough
as
in
well
this
once they all got
situation.
revealed. Insta
KC
group
keep
up,
storming
push round
forwards.
side.
Once again,
And they were
it's
ready
when
for
you
the
get
wrap
into
also.
these moments where you need your individuals
Looked
to
very
show up.
comfy on
The
this map.
KC are the ones to win out. I mean, there's a blip in the radar, but overall, since then, KC have started to really show their goods. Lovely from Wu.
It is just an individual moment here and there, like it was Boo on the previous round. It doesn't feel like Heretics have a consistent answer right now for maintaining this A main control. They've been trying to flash in, they've been trying to fight. A different look this time in front of the smoke. And so we'll head to
Every
their
single
comms
eco at the
on
moment,
KC
really fighting
side
heavy over towards
and
B.
see what they're planning in this
Just
attack
trying to get a
against
free
the
orb.
eco.
I'll just go camera.
Top mid, you want pressure?
Yeah.
My
Azam, put
boys.
on the left side for me.
You should smoke or something.
I will smoke. Just you come. I smoke right.
I have timing maybe.
I will come with you, bro.
One more. One
Hey, make
went
pressure
flat.
for me.
Camera on me.
Cam, solid.
I destroyed.
Just go CT, guys.
One more. Guys, you can A split after. You can A split
40
after.
neon. Guys, go CT, Hasan. He is Stinger. Neon is Stinger.
Let's go Indy.
All two different agents.
Give me with you, Dima.
You can come here. I don't know where to Cypher.
Just coming. I mean,
Let's go CT Hasan. Yeah.
Hold my right.
I'm about to get it.
You might be elbow with Judge.
They paranoia
I think I'm not gonna go.
yeah, we're just going short. Nice. Maybe one more. Watch out.
Can be elbow, can be elbow.
I'm
Okay, check elbow.
Side.
Nice, last two were B. No paranoia.
Yeah, I'm holding flank right now.
I have one Phantom, 40
I will
neon.
go on top side and watch CT. Can you pick up me? No, just double tower up. Yeah.
On my ping.
A well-handled mid-round on the KC side after they found themselves in troubled
Aves May
waters.
looks crisp,
A
man.
deep dive up top mid and towards CT spawn, but the correct play in the
He
end.
looks so
on
much
that A
comfier,
isolation.
like on Initia.
100%.
Off the Phoenix.
The one to receive the next two. There's delay here. You can see Dosia still has his paranoia.
Yeah. KC not really wanting to overstep and give away any more guns in this situation. Koshmaris already having taken the Phantom for himself. And that's all there's going to be to try and stave off the remaining players here on the KC side.
And
But
it looks like they're going to get one
is
more
having
fade
none
out
of
before
it.
the end of this as well.
Already 7 rounds picked up in this half.
Couldn't
An
understand any of
advantage
those
to take
comms.
into the next.
Wait, really? The only comm I struggled to understand was the higher lower at the end. I think it was Aves. He said it so fast, I was like, wait, what?
We're on a 9-1 half. A ridiculous scoreline to start things off.
This is the thing too, we know how good KC can be on their attack side of this map. An 11-1 against Eternal Fire. It's the only time they've played it so far this stage, but it seems to be translating against the team Heretics, which we saw put up equally dominant halves. A 13-0 to finish.
Yeah, he called it
their
tower.
last series also against Eternal Fire, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's higher low.
Second time out here to talk things over, so nothing for that second half.
If you play a defense-sided comp on a cent, why are you picking it? Realistically, you're going to be starting on attack. Yeah, but it's...
That's right.
Sure.
I don't think it's...
Yeah,
I think in practice as well, it never goes that
there was
bad.
talk about it on the desk
Also,
as
there's some
well
teams
about
that
this.
prefer
Team
starting on
Heretics, some said that we
the
hadn't
harder
seen
side.
yet. What was it going to
Because you
look
know
like?
that
Do you
if
really
you
wanna
start
be
having
playing-
momentum and you're going to
playing
do the
into that?
comeback,
And I
it's
think
just easy
KC's answer
because
is, you really
they're
don't
on the
care.
harder side.
Yeah, exactly right. They've just been able to have free reign. These executes looking fantastic. One detail I do want to mention is the difference
I wouldn't
in win
think
rate
too
for
much
Heretics
about like
when they play Vice versus
side
when they play
picks.
Cypher. Of course, this is a map which Cypher is more favored
Really,
on,
unless you got like a
as much as
crumbler
Benji
team.
loves to run this agent. Not been as good for them so far. Difference between an 0-2 and a 2-0 is what we're talking about. But Heretics with just 3 rounds. This is the rifle, but they've stacked 3 bodies in mid to try and challenge an early peak here.
I mean, the thing is, though, they're going to get nothing in Dosia
With the smoke?
and towards CT.
That's a nice... Honestly, that's a nice way of dealing with it. Insta knife.
Looking so
Yeah,
I like this
and
from
then because
K-Corp.
Wu has
Again,
invested
some of their
in
calling's
Ice as
just
well,
like
there's not gonna be
so
anything to slow
simple
down
that
this
it's good at the
KC
moment.
take from the KC
Omen
side.
ult to push them
Just the one trap
away
for
from the
backside,
site. They
that
got to
should be
clear
spotted out by
spawns
Benji.
into your site's
And
weak. Now we
so
hit.
11 has tried to
Oops.
jump over it, but yeah, full control KC.
They'll get out of there, dude.
Gonna
This all could get so many.
Hunter's Fury as well. This is the non command. And
Mate, they get
Heretics
nothing
throw
for this,
everything
and
into this to
how have they
try
not
and
got a
get
kill?
back in, pre-flood
Aves
the
2
site,
HP,
but
Dos
they've
9
got
10
nothing
HP.
for it. No kills just yet, but 11 goes. And KC ready to retreat. Sugetsu is placed as a joker.
I mean, there's so much.
It's pretty good.
damage dealt on
Sugetsu
these KC
had a
players.
lot
If they
of
can
running off
recover
here. He
this
calls
one, it
his
would be
team back.
ridiculous. A little disorderly in the initial setup, but Heretics poised for this reaggression.
Woot and Benji, double stack, high, low. Heretics.
Very nice.
Sugetsu!
Pretty good little bait on this.
Brilliant double,
Look
but
at the
last two
HPs though,
players
that's
have 12
impossible.
HP between them. Aves
Have to hit
swings
some
and somehow
bangers.
manages to keep his life. Dosia knows that Kosh is coming, but it's up to Aves now. With just 2 HP, this clutch would
Very
be
nice.
ridiculous. And that is exactly why you can't complete it.
Keys 35 with the prime. Thank you so much, mate.
Up to
I
4.
appreciate the prime usage.
Koreans won't lose from that position. Barking orders.
Is it hot in
words
the
of
arena? I've not been
encouragement
to
at
this
the
one,
rest
I
of his
dunno.
team. A 5th round is enough to save face here for Heretics, but they still sit 1 away from it for the time being. Really nice re-clear into backside, honestly. And that felt like the game plan all along when you consider Benji's positioning so deep in shop.
Nice! Let's go, boys!
Round win by design. And now looking at the ults into the last one here is KC with all of the tools.
Once again, that mid stack, and I think it's not necessarily about controlling mid, but about being ready to rotate as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Once again, same setup from Benji.
Heretics
After what happened here, they're going to have to make sure they take back a site with more numbers. As soon as they get the Viper pit down over towards back of site, you would imagine it's a done round, depending on the spread.
11 let loose on the ult, but
Oh,
nothing
that's a
picked
bad
up
spread.
as the pit to try and reinforce this
Okay, it's
space
pretty
now in
double.
post.
You know, Levin's just created a little bit of delay, and as you say, the Viper's pit in as well, but playing on the edge of this, and
Gives him
Heretics don't
a
want anything
good
to do
little
with
path
CT.
in.
Oh, and because Levin's been left a gap, he's going to be collecting this information, and so focus can be turned towards market now. 4 players to make their reprisal. In fact, it's all 5. A bingo
Oh, mate.
situation.
What
for
the hell?
KC.
Nah.
Dozier's catching it. In
Oh,
fact,
mate, with
he's
the
right
tether
behind
so he
Ruins.
couldn't
Can't
hear.
a damn
That was
thing with
sick.
C's round
That
his
second kill was so
ankles.
fast.
So an in-zone flawless for KC to end the half.
Unbelievable play from Dozier.
he
but at the
actually
same
just
time,
had a
it's
mad
been an
half.
Unbelievable half.
I think that's his second
from
4K maybe.
KC. For Heretics, we're going to have to see a lot from them. And we heard from Benji about his journey through the stage 2 so far.
They lost pistol and got 8 rounds. The tether was really good. And then the Benji was one shot and Rian didn't hit the TP.
For my team, I want to be someone that gives energy. I think that's like a big role for me. I always try to give as much energy as possible. Like, you'll see me standing up and stuff. It's not because I hate
8 is
the other
enough? Yeah,
team.
that'll be
The
fine.
only reason I stand up is for myself and my own team, because I know it helps them and I know it helps me. It makes them confident, because, you know, I think confidence is like contagious. I think for us as a team, we know how to bounce back from kind of a bad spot or when we're not playing great. I think the most important thing is to be open and be honest with each other. I think if you hold things back, then it can kind of build up over time and it can kind of destroy a team. Yeah, Barcelona's super important for me. I've got friends in Barcelona that I'm going to be able to get to come to the game. So yeah, I think that's what we're working towards right now. The end goal is obviously Barcelona and to qualify as champions.
Benji, an active component in the comms for this Heretics side a lot, and in the interview given the
Interview
other
for the
week, it
losing
was
team again,
Boo
yeah.
talking about
At least it didn't say
trying
anything bad
to
about the enemy
maintain
team.
the lead and
That's
not
how they normally
slip
get
into
them.
this situation where they drop behind. He cited the comms specifically being a factor there, so
Mate, what
just
is that
wondering
question?
what it is that needs to be fixed up here specifically to get them back in a competitive position.
Yeah, I mean, we really needed to see a step up here in this second half. Pistol rounds have been little to, if not any, issue at all for Heretics. I mean, only lost 1 in the 9 that they've played. So this next one they should be able to get this one started off perfectly.
Yeah, you'd hope so. And of course, the opposite end is if Karmine Corp can find this, then they are looking at what could end up being a fairly swift
Dodge the
map.
Prowler? Oh, great timing.
Their own pick,
Did they
of
get
course.
punished going
Lotus
through
coming
that?
up, but for
That's
now,
a
it's
nice
Abbas
flash.
Receiving
It's a good
plenty
pistol.
of information and util. Both initiators and the Neon spotted towards A already.
Abbas
the pack chasing,
held
but
on
he's
to his
happy
fade
concede.
eye for the
Give
retake.
everything up. Casey, you want to play as 5. I mean, there's one player towards plat, sure, but overall it's a full
Yeah,
retake.
and look at the util for Heretics. There's barely
Omen
anything
flash
left.
into
Blue has
fade eye.
one flash
At
to
the
try and
moment,
counter
Abbas's
this.
fade
On the
eyes have been
KC side,
insane.
Stun, paranoia,
Let's see what his
reveal,
retake
they are
one
ready
is.
to go.
Pretty sure Heretics need to go
Way
do
pull
something.
the trigger. I
Can't
mean,
sit on
that
site and
one
get
flash
wrecked.
used up as they try and take extra space, but Narrate not accounted for and immediately gonna punish. So KC advantage, and now Heretics, they're all
Mate, I
focused
missed the
on
fade eye,
this
to be honest, I
one
didn't even see it.
chamber Who continues to cause problems. Benji with a couple of his own, but he needs more than that, and Narrate's still alive. KC are working on the spike.
Full stick.
Rienz isn't swinging, and KC won the pistol
Calm with it.
round.
Mate, Dust 9's
Heretics,
just
what's
in the
going
zone
on?
fully.
Yeah,
I will say Narrate did
nightmarish
so
stuff
well
for
to delay then.
Heretics, and Dozier
He was the one, he had to
holding
stay
his
alive, he did
nerve
so
there.
good at it. He created enough
Rienz
pressure and
thought
to stay
the
alive
steps
all
would
the
be
time.
enough to take him on
And he
the
got the
spike,
one
but
right.
It's a full stick to win them their 9th. Great utility back in. Paranoia had Heretics caught. They were playing really close to the default plot.
This
just
one?
looking
Yeah,
for
it's so
one of these
important.
ends to try and meet up. But Narrate does such a great job at just delaying it as much as possible.
God, what a beast
Ultimately,
round
I
from
think
Narrate.
that's the difference.
He got 3, yeah, but he got the one in
Those
the at the end.
about
So
Team
that was like the
Heretics.
most important one.
You think they're about to get started, things completely fall away. It's that false hope. And how do you even try
Double
and
bandit.
execute into what is a much better buy than what you've already got?
Bandit on Benji and Rians. But that's about it. No force here.
A little risky playing this pause
Heretics
against
happy to play
Eco,
the
but
long game. We have
it's such a
seen
strong pause
ridiculous
that
comebacks
should
from
be
this team
okay.
in the past, and always speaking with it being stage 2 and looking
Like, this
towards
should probably
champs.
be the
That's kind
chamber.
of character you need about a team such as this. If they're to meet the ambitions they have of these deep international runs that we used to expect of them. London, for example, not the playoffs they would have hoped. Eliminated by eventual winners, Leviathan, of course. Much like tournaments we've seen from them in the past.
It's so risky.
Yeah, that's pretty easy for 11. Does he realise there's another player close by? Is the execute on B has already begun, and Narrate getting one of his own. And Levin not surprised by anything at this moment in time.
Gun here.
One enemy remaining.
Neither is Narrate.
Nah, it's all too easy from this position. The Benji Bandit 1v5? I can't recall, I've seen this one before. It's a Bulldog picked up to try and get you a little more excited,
Yeah,
but
good damage though.
brought
2 guns
back
away.
down to the ground, and reality with it fairly sharpish. Double digits on the Karmine Corp side. Doesn't feel like they've been made to let up at all so far. 2 plants for Heretics, not so bad for the opening rounds though.
Yeah, you would have probably been hoping that Narrate is the one to get that last kill, just so you can get the tier to force online. Overall, in terms of any win conditions that can come online for Heretics, I'm looking for that Hunter's Fury hazard.
Yeah, always are gonna be.
Aggro
Rians on a
towards
purple
mid or
patch,
try push
sticks
him
out
into
like
the
a sore
judge.
thumb in the stat sheets. But right now, it's a team effort that's required, and as KC are brawling into middle, Levin and the
Wait.
double, Narrate getting things started already with the spike dropped
Couldn't
in
have gone
tiles.
any better.
A 4 versus 2 to start off the bonus.
Feels like it's just a lineup with that.
It's not been a great start to this best of 3 at all.
No, they've been getting
Eleven left
so
behind
owned
here
on
as
this.
well,
Considering
actually.
they
Don't
won
know if
fast
Heretics
pistol, it's
expect
like
this or
such
if
a
it's just
dominant map
full
from
concession
K-Corp.
of the space.
Enemy remaining.
And yeah, Levin
Hey,
is not
Levin's
gonna let up at
confidence
all.
is
3 from him, and now Benji has to
It's up
find
there.
3 of his own
Retrieve the spike.
to stop the rot on the Heretics side.
This is a bonus round win for KC. With the buy that they had, it's just all been Levin. Benji does have a neural theft, should he want to gain information.
Problem is, you can't get anywhere near the sights by the time the hat's off your head.
But at the same time, it would help you make a decision. Is A better, is B better? And at this point in time, I don't think he's going to get a decision to make. As Doshia comes round the corner, and if Benji swings him, there's a judge in hand.
Where's he
What is
gone?
going on? This is crazy. And Benji
30
still trying to
seconds
chase down the judge. Omen wins
Get the
out,
kill
and there's
now.
your information.
Now, this
Surely-
is his chance to
surely
try
he can't
and play
win.
Now Benji with that info
Ever missed?
cancelled the plant. Second time, in fact, looks for the next pulse of the neural theft to find a fight.
Whoa, hit the
And
other
it's just
guy.
as simple as that. A double swing and a trade out. KC up to 11.
Yeah, 2 rounds now, touching
I
distance.
feel that this replay is going to be hard
Bonus
to
collected.
watch. The
And it's
3-person
just
swing
feeling
through the
a
Viper
little too casual
wall.
for them at this point in time.
Last player
Wait.
standing.
We didn't get the
I'm
beginning
saying at the
replay.
start of the map, oh, if we get team fights, and of course it's going to be Heretics that
Andy,
win.
come on
but
now.
KC have almost built their style entirely off of this micro and team reliant synergy. Not the start you would have hoped for at all if you're on the Heretics side right now.
Revealing area.
Quick pop in towards elbow, and that's a nice scan to come back in.
Oh!
Levin, ultimate of his own. And I mean, at this point in time, KC just won every fight sent their
They
way.
went for the classic hit A with server
It's
ult that every
ridiculous.
team is doing right
Heretics
now.
instantly put
And
in
I would
check.
say every team that I've seen has
Great
won
use
that.
of the ultimate from Levin.
They got-
21 and 9
they
now
got
he
so
stands.
wrecked. It was a good Omen flash from
Naves
Dust9.
up next, a swing round, but does that play in Sugetsu, which won this fight as well? But I mean, Haves is the one who's obviously going to win it at this point in time. KC are up to map point on their own pick.
Every player on this defender's side is equally as imposing, ending the round with conviction again. And showing so much preparedness for everything that Heretics want to hurl at them. You were talking about the Hunter's Fury being a win condition, something to look towards in this round. It's almost as if KC see that and immediately understand that That's what they're up against. This is what we need to fight into.
Rather than running scared, they run towards you.
Exactly.
What can you do if you're Team Heretics? If you're not prepared for these fights, of course they're going to take you off guard. And it's back towards EMEA once again, but this time for Heretics, they deposit Boo, and it's easy. Advantage taken.
Infallible. With it only being Boo left behind as well. Now all of a sudden, Casey get an idea of this
Mate,
bigger
as
picture.
they wanted to send it in. The most
Heretics feeling
perfect time, Molly.
Intimidated at what's in front of them, sorry.
Yeah. And you look at Kosh, he's just not had the same impact as what he had in the before.
I mean, Woot as well. We're talking about this difference between Duelist and Initiator. Not been
He
the
missed
best of
it?
looks.
Nah, he
Jonas
molly
heard
close.
him mid. Narek knows it's
They
not
can go
towards his
through.
neck of the woods, but he does find the firefight, and Woot pops up with a couple of his own. Okay, answering Critic.
Oh, but Aves is out backside, he's going for the fight.
Some kills. Aves still hanging around here, though. Like you say, he's under the microscope. He's got it all to do. Levin playing off the shoulder to try and support. Aves only good for the one. Levin's still going, but Benji finally pulls the plug on that one. So Dozier 1 versus 2 for the map.
Yeah, but we've seen him get multi-kill madness before. Still has his
There's
paranoia.
a smoke come up.
And I imagine a smoke up soon as well.
10.
Yeah, very much within his
Nice from
means
Heretics.
here.
They don't want to. They don't want to get to a
It's a double swing
situation
round the
where he
pillar,
just
he's hurt.
smokes and taps, and they have to
Cacophony of
spam.
steps, and with the
They
paranoia
go
to try and
aggro.
split the play.
Does he consider?
Doesn't know where Rians has gotten off to, catches him anyway. Dozy with one more to find.
Oh, they're in that
Spencer on the
situation.
other side of the smoke already spots him. But as the Brit drops back, Dozier has a pocket to play
Whoa.
from. Up close, the cams landed inside the spine,
No
but Dozier
way, man.
pops out his chest
God,
with a
they
sense
got
of
wrecked.
confidence about this KC team. They cut through
The
Heretics
moment he
with no
swings
issue.
through the
5
smoke, he has a
rounds on the
cam in
attack,
hand.
And 5 rounds that they failed to win for Team Heretics. KC look undefeatable.
They look very
this
good on
moment in
Sunset.
time, Hazard. And I don't know if Heretics can bounce back on Lotus.
Red Bull clutch from Dozier.